James thinks he is one of the most splendid engines on the island of Sodor. He understands that he can't always pull coaches. He can always rely on the Fat Controller to be doing all the jobs that he is asked to do.
Here's James!
Not again! James, when will you stop saying that?
I'm too splendid to stop saying my new catchphrase, Percy. I've always been saying that every time I come to a stop.
But you've had problems with your brakes twice. The first time was when your wooden brake blocks caught fire. And the second was when you were having brake fluid and crashed into the sheds.
I know. It was an accident.
At least you've learned your lesson, James.
The next morning, there were things to come that have gotten worse than James expected.
James, I want you to go with Charlie for the day.
Go with Charlie? Not that annoying jokester engine. He keeps telling jokes to other engines and they laugh at them, but I don't.
Don't complain. Charlie needs a bigger engine to look after him because the other shunting engines are either busy or need repairs.
Ugh.
Well, good luck working with that silly, stupid, idiotic engine that no one likes. Gordon, don't say rude things about Charlie.
I wish that big blue engine was working with that small purple engine. It's just not for his behavior to be treated that way.
Well, James, maybe someday Charlie might tell you a joke that could really make you laugh.
No, he won't. He's just too annoying.
When James arrived at Knapford to collect his coaches, Charlie cheerfully chopped up to surprise him.
Boo! Ah!
Hello, James. I can't wait to be working with you today.
Yes, I know. The Fat Controller asked me to look after you.
Oh, goody. Want to hear a joke?
I can't hear any jokes now, Charlie. I have to get on to my first job today.
Where are you taking the passengers to?
I'm taking them to Vicarstown. And after that, I have to take some trucks to...
I bet you're gonna laugh at this new joke I just came up with.
Charlie, let me get on with my passenger train. If you're coming, you can be my back engine.
Then how am I going to give the passengers jokes?
Only when we stop at stations. Let's go.
Okay, I'm right behind you.
Every time when James stops at a station, Charlie keeps changing tracks and goes onto the middle track so he can see the passengers inside the coaches.
Hello, everyone. I've got a joke for you all. How do bees get to school?
We don't know, Charlie.
How do bees get to school?
On a school buzz.
Stop laughing, Charlie.
And when every time Charlie goes onto the middle track and stays there too long, he could cause trouble on the main line.
I've got an even funnier joke now. Oh no, Henry's coming.
Watch out, Charlie. This is the goods line, not a line where you stop at a station, you idiot.
Whoops, sorry Henry, I didn't see you there. Well, that was close. Good thing I stopped preventing a nasty accident.
That was really dangerous, Charlie. You should have stayed behind my train. Now you're making me late.
Oh, sorry James. I promise I won't do that ever again. And I can tell more jokes when we arrive at Vicarstown.
At last, James and Charlie arrived at Vicarstown Station.
Can I shunt your coaches in the goods yard for the journey back to Knapford?
Yes, Charlie, you might as well.
Hello, James. How are you getting on with that silly little purple engine?
You should have seen what happened, Gordon. Charlie keeps going on to the middle track and nearly gave Henry a dreadful accident at Marin.
Oh, the indignity. When will that purple engine learn how to be careful next time?
Just then, the station master had an urgent job for James.
Oliver is broken down. He can't take his goods train to the wharf. James, you have to take his train.
But who's going to take my passengers back to Knapford?
I'll find another engine that will take the return journey.
When James arrived at Vicarstown goods yard, Oliver had broken down.
Oh dear, Mr. Oliver, how can we get this train to the wharf?
I don't know, Toad. I wish someone could take me to the steamwork so Victor can fix me.
I see you've broken down, Oliver. How unlucky. Your brakes must have been playing up on you.
Thank you, James. Can you take my trains to the wharf? Don't go too fast, or else you'll cause an accident.
Yes, Oliver. That's what I'm doing. The faster I deliver your trucks, the sooner I can get back to pulling coaches.
I think you should listen to Mr. Oliver, Mr. James.
I know there aren't any hills on our way to the wharf, so everything should be fine.
Bye, Mr. Oliver.
Bye, Toad.
Did you break down? Can I shunt you to the steamworks?
Yes, Charlie. Take me to the steamwork, please.
But where's James going with your train?
He's taking my train to the wharf, so my cargo can be loaded onto the barge.
I can drop you off at the steamworks, and then I can catch up to James. I think I've got some jokes that would cheer you up, Oliver.
Okay, Charlie. Can you tell me them on our way there?
While Charlie took Oliver to the steamworks for repairs, James took Oliver's trucks to the wharf as fast as he could. He wanted to get away from Charlie and not to hear any more of his silly jokes.
I hope we don't go up a steep hill, Mr. James.
Nonsense, Toad. I go to the wharf with Thomas all the time. There aren't any hills between the wharf and Vicarstown.
When James arrived at the wharf, he saw something that gave him a surprise.
Hello, James.
Charlie? How on earth did you get to the wharf before me?
I took a shortcut. I'm much quicker than you. I had a race with Thomas and Edward. Are you running very late with your passenger train?
No, another engine has taken over my jobs. Now I can get back to Tidmouth to rest my wheels.
As James was about to leave, he saw Rheneas on a flatbed.
James, can you take me to the steamworks?
Great. Why have you broken down?
I'm having a boiler egg. No one can take me to see Victor. You're the only engine available.
All right, fine. I'll be as quick as I can.
James, you mustn't go too fast because Rheneas is very heavy. You must be careful and you must slow down.
You don't have to tell me what to do, sir. You're not the fat controller. You're the thing controller.
If Rheneas's weight is keeping you stuck, Charlie should be your back engine.
That sounds great. Did you hear that, James? I'm going to be your back engine for the second time.
No, Charlie. I do not want to be your back engine. I've had enough of your jokes and laughter for one day. Now you're giving me a massive boiler ache.
But I...
No buts. This job is for one engine, not two.
On the way to the steamworks, Rheneas was worried that James was too rude to Charlie.
James, you must have hurt Charlie's feelings. You see, we really should have another engine helping us.
But I don't need a back engine to be helping me. I've got it all under control.
Rheneas was right. There was a steep hill on the way to the steamworks. And when James went up the hill, there was trouble.
Help!
Oh no! Don't worry, Rheneas. I'm coming. Hold on.
Whoa! Oh dear.
Rheneas, are you okay?
No, I'm no more damaged.
Don't worry. I'll come back for you. I need to find someone first.
Find someone, but I need to go to the steamworks. James, come back.
James didn't hear Rheneas. He was too far away to hear his voice.
I hope I can find Charlie. I need his help and to apologize.
James, what are you doing here?
Charlie, I need your help. Rheneas has come off the rails.
Has he? We must find him.
I know where he is. Follow me.
Charlie followed James to where Rheneas had come off the tracks. In no time, James pulled Rheneas' flatbed safely back on track.
Thank you both for coming to my rescue.
And I'm sorry for yelling at you, Charlie. It seems that Rheneas is right all along.
That's okay, James. It all worked out in the end. Now, let's get Rheneas to the steamworks, shall we?
Working together, James and Charlie went up the hill to take Rheneas to the steamworks. When they arrived, Oliver was there as he just got fixed.
Alright, Oliver. You're all fixed up and ready to go.
Thank you, Victor. Hello, James. What have you brought here? Hello, Victor. I'm here. Sorry I'm late. I had an accident, but James and Charlie both helped me get back on the rails.
Well, it seems that you two have worked together when helping a friend derailed.
Yes, we did. Isn't that right, Charlie?
Sure was, James. Want to hear a joke?
No!